This conference will now be recorded.
So in the last class, we are looking into your respective things here, right? So we are talking about a virtual machine, so virtual networks, and you submit all those things. So as planned, let's try to create a one Windows virtual machine and Linux virtual machine with respect to subnet 1 and subnet 2, which comes under my VNet 1 in here. And let's go and try to create a VNet 1 under the new resource group VNet 1-RG and east to west. A similar kind of way, let's try to create my VM3 with my subnet 1 and my VNet 2, and I would like to go with my some other new resource group in here VNet 2-RG and under my west to west. So let's try to implement and see whether we are able to access your systems or not using your private IP address in here. So go back to your account. Yeah, let me create your virtual network first. Click on create. Now I don't have any resource group. I'm trying to create the first one. VNet 1-RG. And okay, and I want to provide the VNet 1 is the name, and in my east US IP addresses, I would like to go with the same thing what we have earlier with respect to my main VNet. So let's delete this one, have your things, and add a subnet. This is my subnet 1 and my name here. Click on add button. Similarly, my second subnet, subnet 2, add button. So now under one network, I'm having two subnets in here, review plus create. So this is your first virtual network I'm trying to create in here, so that by using your resource group VNet 1-RG, and the name is VNet 1, and the address space is 10.1, starting with 10.1 in here, and the subnet I have 10.1.1 and 10.1.2 in here. So click on create. So let's try to create the second network quickly once you change your page in here. Yeah, so go back home. Now go to your virtual network, go ahead and click on create. Now I don't want to use this again because I want to go with the second network in here. So VNet 2-RG. Click on OK. It's done. Close it. Now here I'm going to provide VNet 2, and I would like to go with my west IP addresses. Here I would like to go to my second level, starting with my 10.2. Delete this 10.2, and my subnet under my 10.2, my first subnet in here. Go ahead, add subnet 1, provide the values, click on OK. Similarly, if you want, you can add it, because I know I'm not going to create a VM4, but just in case, if you want, you can add it here.
Shyam,
Subnet, yeah.
if we take West US, does the price change, or like how does it work?
Yes, of course, the price will change
Okay,
for sure.
sure. Okay.
For every region, based upon the region you chose, for every kind of region what you choose, the price will be different. So I'll show you with respect to while creating your virtual machine again one more time. Okay, so
Sham,
this is
how about I mean, do we give a
yeah.
random IPs or something? We have to follow any kind of what do you call it? In document kind of thing, where you have to give this IP only.
So this is, this is the range we have provided. We never provide any specific IP in here. So we are trying to create 256 IP addresses within this particular subnet, or we are trying to create 65,000 IP addresses. So this is the range you have in here. So any one of the thing can be allocated within this particular range. It's not under our control. Only thing is like, we are trying to provide, I would like to have my IP address within this particular range. That's it. But what exactly, you can, that will be taken care by your virtual machine, sorry, your Azure in here. Yeah. So my VNet 2 is already done. So go home now. So I have two VNets. I have now VNet 1 and VNet 2. Using the resource group my VNet 1 -RG and VNet 2 -RG, and one is east west and the one is my west west in here. So now go back home again. Now let's try to create the first virtual machine, Windows virtual machine, using the subnet 1 and my VNet 1 using the same resource group in here. So go back, click on create virtual machine. So now under this, choose your VNet one. And I think I already showed you this one yesterday. If you choose something else, then those details will not be populated under my networking piece in here. For example, I'm trying to go with VRIT-RG, for example. Oh yeah. So create new VRIT-RG is my new resource group. I'm trying to go with my virtual machine here. When you choose this one, and suppose I mentioned that to Windows-VM. So I choose this one in here. If you go to the networking piece, so it's trying to show you like something your network VRIT-RG-VNet, or it's trying to show you default things like 10.0.0.0. So it's subnet. So all the things are coming by default basis. They're not trying to show you the exact one what you configure. So I don't want to go with all the default things again. So what I want to do, I want to go with my own configured VNets and my own configured subnets. For that reason being, what you have to do is like, instead of creating a new thing, choose the one which is helpful or which has been used to create your virtual network in here. So I'm trying to go the VNet 1-RG currently. So when you choose this one, if you go back to my networking here, see now I can see VNet 1. So VNet 1, and I can also see my subnet, two subnets are created, 10.1.0, 10.1. So 10.1.1 and 10.1.2. So two subnets. You can choose what subnet you want to go in here. So that is how it can be able to recognize the things with respect to your virtual network what you have created in here. So when you're trying to, if you want to use any virtual machine to use your own configured VNets, try to choose the the resource group which has been already used to create your respective virtual networks. So I'm trying to choose my VNet 1-RG in here. So east to west. So I'm trying to go with respect to my Windows 10 in here. So see here, when I'm in east to west, my value is something is it's set for 2 vCPUs and 4 GB of RAM is 2187. Suppose I'm trying to go with my west to west. It's trying to load the price again. It says 2608. So even less, I believe. So if it will better to choose west to west than India. Suppose I'm trying to go with my India. Some South India, Central India, whatever it is. So let's see the price. It's 3050. So based upon the region, the price will keep on changing in here. So which region is best for you? Try to choose that. At the same time, the number of things which is getting deployed mostly. So it'll be like so suppose there are everybody going on east west only. So what will happen? So there'll be lot much traffic over there, and there'll be lot much the number of requests or number of virtual machines running will be more over there. So it's not really to go over there. So instead of that, try to go to some other region where you have less number of resources, or the latency, the request and response, what you send and coming out in and out things will be quicker. So based upon each and everything, based upon the price, based upon things, you have to choose a region. But we are not the person who try to decide that. So that should be decided by your client, because all those things you're trying to do for your client level, not for us, right? So based upon each region what you have, your price keep on changing in here. Okay, so for now, let me go with my since my VRIT hyphen RG, I choose this one. So this should be going to my east to west, I believe, right? I choose my east to west. So I'm going to choose the same thing here again, east to west in here. So it's the same resource group, the same location. I would like to create my virtual machine as well. Okay. So as usual, all the things standard size. I'm trying to provide my VRIT admin as my user ID. VRIT admin at rate of 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Similarly, capital VRIT admin at rate of 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So yes, allowed ports, enable everything, accept, disk, no change. Coming to network, yes, now I'm trying to choose my VNet one for sure. That's only one we have in here. And here you can choose either between your VNet subnet one or subnet. So this is the first one. I'm trying to go to subnet one in here as per our plan. So the first one you're trying to go in here. So we subnet one and management, advanced, tags, review plus create. So I'm trying to create my first virtual machine in here. So this is costing me around 2 rupees 99 paise Indian rupees per hour. So when you're going with your West US, let's see how much it costs to per hour for the second virtual machine which I'm going to create now. So let it submit. Let's move from this particular page. You can go back and click on your creation of your virtual machine again. Yeah. So now go back home, virtual machines. Go ahead and create the second virtual machine now. So here I would like to choose my VNet 1 again, but I will go with the subnet 2 now. So this is my VNet 1 hyphen okay, let me go with capital letters. VNet 1 hyphen subnet no VNet 1 Linux hyphen VM in here. So it's a VNet 1 Linux VM, and now I would like to go with my West US. Oh, I'm sorry. So this is in the same region. So because I'm trying to create the second one, I'm trying to create my second VM within the same region and the same resource group. So same VNet 1 and east to west, but I'm trying to create my Linux system for my VNet 1 in here. So I'm trying to go with my Linux system now. My VRIT admin, capital VRIT admin at the rate of 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Capital VRIT admin at the rate of 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. The allowed ports, let's go ahead, enable it. Disk, networking. So here VNet 1, but now I'm trying to go with the subnet 2. This is what I want to go with. Management, advanced, tags, review plus create. So this is my east to west again with the same resource group. So it's trying to cost me 2 rupees 99 paise INR in Indian rupees per hour. So I would like to create my virtual machine 3, which is I'm using my VNet 2 and subnet 1 in here. So let's see when you're trying to go creating a West US, how much you will be charging for per hour basis. When we have to use your now VNet 2 hyphen RG in here. Yeah, go back home. Go and click on create. So now I'm trying to choose VNet 2 hyphen RG, my second virtual resource group in here. And I would say it's VNet 2 hyphen Linux hyphen VM. VNet 2 hyphen Linux hyphen VM. So it's West US by default took the location. I'm not making any changes to this one in here. And it's 2600. Okay. Let me go with VRIT admin, capital VRIT admin at the rate of 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Capital VRIT admin at the rate of 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So again, allowed ports as usual. Click on disk, networking. Now you should see VNet 2 and subnet 1 and subnet. Now it's 10.2. Earlier you saw 10.1 related stuff in here, but now it's what? It's a 10.2 in here. So I'm trying to choose subnet 1 in here from VNet 2 and management, advanced, tags, review plus script. So we are trying to create the private IP addresses, within our specific range. So you can see the price got increased. So something like 3 rupees 57 paise Indian rupees per hour. Well, earlier when you were east to west, it was just simple 2 rupees 99 paise, but now it's showing me around 3.5 almost 3.6 rupees almost in here. So go ahead and click on create. So I'll start deploying the things for my third virtual machine, which I'm trying to go with my second kind of networking in here. Okay, so go back now. Let me try to log into my first virtual machine. I believe 2 virtual machines got successfully running in here. Let me go with my Windows virtual machine first. So let me copy, and you can go with RDP at the bottom. Paste your IP address. Click on connect. Yeah, user ID VRIT admin and capital VRIT admin at the rate of 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Go ahead. So now this is my brand new virtual machine which is trying to open for me, where from this virtual machine I'll try to connect my Linux system. So how do you go with? So I'm not going with my public. See, this is my private IP address. Now you can see the address coming within my 10.1. 10.1 in here, 1.4, subnet, right? So 1 is my subnet and 4 is the value allocated for my Windows virtual machine here. Similarly, if you go with my Linux machine, you should see 10.1.1 again, but the last number should be changed. So let's see now, go back to my virtual machine, to my VNet Linux machine in here. You see 10.1, it's a second subnet. 10.1 is the you able to identify that 10.1 for my Windows and 10.1 for my Linux, both are coming from same network, but 10.1.1 that is separate subnet, and 10.1.2 this is a separate subnet in here. So the value allocated is something here called as 4. So this is my private IP address. So generally when you want to connect within your systems, you go with your private IP addresses, not with the public in here. So I'm trying to copy my private IP address in here. Open your Windows virtual machine. So maybe later. Yes. Now again, same scenario. Go to the command prompt, and here you can simply say ping. Ping, is one of the command where you're trying to say hello to your respective missions in here. So this is your IP address, ping and your host name, or ping and the IP address you have in here. So here with the help of my ping command, pinging something here, I'm trying to saying hello to my this particular mission in here. See how many sent 4, so 4 times I said hello and I got reply 4 times back in here, so 0% loss. So I don't see anything lost in here. I'm able to talk to my machine, I'm able to connect to my machine, or I'm able to access my machine in here. So if you want, you can go ahead and access SSH, SSH VRIT admin at the rate of your IP address. You can go ahead and you can connect. See, you're able to ask me, do you want to connect? You can connect the things in here. So but you should not do the things, you should not when you want to go with some other network, that should not be connected as you're doing as of now in here. So let's go and try to pull your IP address network, private IP address for my second one. I can see VNet 2 Linux VM in here. I'm trying to see here. So this the network will be totally different. Earlier it was 10.1, but now it says 10.2 in here. and with a subnet 1 in here. So if you try to create one more, then it will be 10.2, 2, and some other value what is having in here. So I try to create only one VM in here with respect to my private IP address. I'm going back in here, and again I'm trying to run the same thing. Ping, hit on IP address. See, earlier it's 10.1. My Windows machine is also 10.1. For that reason being, I'm able to see the things coming up. Now let me go ahead and enter. Let's see what happens. So it's simply saying that request timed out. So it's trying to ping multiple times, but it's not able to get any answers out of your second machine in here, 10.2.1 in here. Why? Because here it's totally in my separate network. So it's tried to send 4 times. I said hello 4 times, but I did not receive any reply from your machine in here. So lost for 100% loss. 100% loss. So I'm not able to even connect even at least one time in here. So this is how you can ensure that your machines are not being connected when you are in different kind of networks in here. But again, if you still want to have the connection established between my multiple networks, even though we are in multiple networks in here, do you want to establish a connection between multiple networks? Yes, we can do that using a concept called as peering. So peering is one of the concept, which helps us to establish a connection between my VNet 1 and my VNet 2. So once your peering part is done, then if you go back and try to do the thing again, you should be able to see similar to this one with respect to my the other network IP addresses as well. So how can you do your peering part in here? So what are the things you require to do in here? So for that reason, what you do, simply go back home, go to my one of the virtual networks what you have. You can either choose VNet 1 or you can choose VNet 2, whatever it is. So I will try to choose VNet 1 in here for now, where I need to have a connection between a VNet 1 and VNet 2. Similarly, from VNet to my VNet 1, either of the cases it should work. Bi-directional should work in here. So I am trying to I'm trying to click on my VNet 1 in here, and you can see something called as peering at the left hand side in here. So peering. So click on your peering tab. Now try to add. So when you try to add in here, it's asking you what is the name you want to provide from one network to another network. So VNet 1 to VNet 2, or similarly VNet 2 to my VNet 1. It's a link name in here. So I would say VNet 1, VNet 1 to VNet 2. So this is my one of the name I want to have in here. So I want to allow, I don't want to block any traffic in here, or everything I would like to keep allow in here and nothing. So no any restrictions in here. Similarly, the reverse order, my VNet 2 to my VNet 1 in here. So even in here I would like to allow everything, and so that's two names you have to provide. One is like from one direction, the other one is a second direction, and the third one you have to choose in here is like where you are into. So this is just a what? It's just a names in here, but I haven't been chosen my actual network to whom I want to connect from my VNet 1 is I haven't chosen yet. So that one you have to choose from my this particular virtual network in here. Since I'm in VNet 1, choose VNet 2. If you tend to choose VNet 2, choose VNet 1 in here. That's it, nothing more than that. So these three things, providing the names in bidirectional way and choosing your subscription by default will be happening. You have to choose a virtual network to whom you want to connect in bidirectional way. So go ahead and click on add it. So it's trying to add virtual network peering between either of the way. So it's updating the things for you. It's trying to create for both of the way in here. So once you add this one, now what happened? Successfully added in here networking things. If you go back now, one has been added. Yeah. Now if you go back now and try to see it's connected. Now I'm trying to connect from VNet 1 to VNet 2. Now go back and let's try to see the same thing. I'm hitting on top arrow to get my previous command. The same command, what you see 10.2.1.4. I got this particular command again back in when you hit on top arrow. So now go ahead and click on enter. Now let's see whether I'm able to get the reply back from it or not. Oh, yeah, see, now I'm getting the reply back in here. So out of 4 times I got my request, only one time it got failed, but I'm able to get my reply again. So let's me try it one more time so that I can see 100%. Yeah, things, yeah, perfect. See, now I'm able to get the things come happening in here. So send for, received for, and 0% loss. Earlier it was 100% loss, but now it's 0%. That means I'm able to connect my missions with respect to like multiple networks in here by using your peering concept. So in generally, when you are trying to go with your multiple networks, peering concept will not be applicable, because if you want to have connection between my VNet 1 and VNet 2, and then why try to create these many things in here? So I don't want. So you can create only one virtual network, and you can have your even VM3 or VM4 within the same network only, right? If you want to talk my VNet 2 to my VNet 1 in that scenario, so it's always, we are trying to create your two different networks in here, because I don't want my systems which are being created using my VNet 2 should not talk to my systems which are being created in my VNet 1 in here. That's the main motto. That's the actual backend idea what we have in here. For that reason being, what we do, we are trying to create a different networks in here. But if you're trying to have all the things to be talk to each other in here in between, then by using a pairing concept, then instead of going all this way, you can simply create even these VMs under my VNet so that everybody can talk to each other by default. By default. But so if you want to have such a things, or if you want to try to create multiple networks in here, and if you want to still talk to each other, then you can go with your concept called as peering. Okay. So this is the one, guys, what we have with respect to your things in here. Similarly, from my VNet 2, let's talk with your VNet 1, whether from this machine am I able to talk with my Linux machines or not. Let's see that particular part in here. So go back to my virtual network, home, virtual machines, my VNet 2 Linux machine. Connect to your Linux machine in here.
So Sham, can we connect from Azure portal itself instead of opening from that RDP? Can we connect from Azure portal itself?
From here.
No, there. Once you open that one.
Windows, right?
No. What Linux also is fine. Anything is fine. Yeah. Here there is a connect button, right? Link.
Yeah, of course we can do from here
Yeah.
as well. So RDP, click on RDP. If it's Windows system, click on RDP, download the RDP file and open it. It again goes to the same place where you are into. Click on connect. It will ask you for your user ID and password. So user ID is already there. You have to provide the password to connect your Windows system. Let me close this one for now. Click on OK, close it. Okay, now provide the password. Capital VRIT admin @ 1 2 3 4 and 5. Click on OK. So it will go ahead and try to do the same thing. So what we have done earlier. So connect here, you can do, so it's the same thing, connect again backend. So you again log in back to the same page where you stopped it. Similarly, with respect to my the Windows the Linux machines. So Linux machine, let's me go back to my Linux machine 1 in here. You can see SSH. So this will try to give you the command. This is what you have to go and do the things in here. So run the example command below in your to connect your VM. So this is giving you the command line to connect your VM in here. So we are at admin @ IP addresses. So where do you run that? Using your command prompt. Understood? That is what you have to go and do within your RDP or SSH in here. Hope you got this
What's
part.
that Bastion?
Bastion is, this is a kind of, again, a kind of a machine, but this is a different type of machine here. So allows very fast, secure connections to VM with the VNet. So this is, this is a different kind of machine similar to your RDP and SSH. This is also one of a machine you have in here where you can go and connect the things in here. So if you use Bastion, so there are a lot many things you have to deploy Bastion. This again, pricing starts hourly based rate. So you can see the rates for this one. So this is a different kind of, a kind of machine again, private. I would say these are more secure levels with respect to see the private and fully managed RDP and SSH access to your virtual machines. So this is a type of other machines, but the more security you have in here. So you can get the prices for request in here. So it's not a normal prices as you see in general. So you saw 2 rupees 99 paise per hour, or you saw 3 rupees 50 paise per hour, right? So that is for normal kind of things. But if you want to have more fully managed, fully secured, so if you want to keep 10 eyes on your virtual machine instead of keeping only 2 eyes, so what you need, you're trying to go with exclusive mode. You're trying to go with more high advanced standard security kind of things in here. So if you want to go such kind of things, then you'll be having a special price for that. So you have to choose the price, you have to code for the price in here, request for price coding, all those things in here. So generally we do not touch this option because it's very costly. Okay,
Okay.
so going back, so within your connect, you can choose SSH or RDP. RDP, you can either do the click on this one, download your RDP file. You can download RDP file and click on connect as usual. Or SSH, you just try to provide me the syntax to connect your Linux system. The same thing what I'm going to do in here, nothing more than that. Okay. So going back, we need to public IP address to connect my VM2 from VNet to in here. So let it be not a problem. This automating please means okay, VRIT admin at the rate of my IP address. So this is for what? This is for your second virtual machine which has been connected using your VNet 2. Capital VRIT admin at the rate of 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So connected. Now let me ping my one of my virtual machines for which go back here, go to my VNet 1 Linux machine.
Sham,
Yeah.
at a time, how many command CMD, I mean, command can we connect? Like only one at
No,
one,
no, no, no. You can connect multiple.
multiple, okay. But this one, the new one which you opened, that is Linux, right?
This is Linux. So
Okay,
I can see one more.
okay.
So two command prompts. You can open multiple. You can connect to multiple Linux systems same time.
Oh, okay, fine.
Okay.
Perfect.
So this is my VRT admin VNet 2. For example, I'm going back in here. Just with respect to my VNet 1, copy my IP address again, and I'm trying to connect VRIT admin at the rate of my IP address. This is my second VNet. Yes, go ahead. And my password again VRIT admin at the rate of 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So this is like with respect to my VNet 1 Linux VM. Now you can see the change in here. So this is my VNet 1, this is my VNet 2. So these are two different Linux systems you can connect. So you can open more command prompts. I believe 60 up to 64 I think can open because it's 64-bit. Okay, something like that.
Okay.
So now go back. I'm going to my VNet 2 and I'm trying to choose my IP address for my VNet 1 of a Linux machine. Let me try to start pinging. Okay. For my VNet 2, I'm trying to still my VNet 1 in here. See, From VNet 2, from VNet 1 as well, I'm able to see the things coming up in here. So just keep on going until you stop it. Control Z is the one to stop it. The similar case from VNet 2, anyway, we already saw this one. So VNet 1, I'm trying to connect my VNet 2 respective things in here. Go back to my virtual machine. VNet 2, your IP address. So it starts with 10.2.1.4 in here. Copy this, go back here and try to ping your, so I'll be able to ping it. So bidirectional. So because we already created the peering in here, it's a bidirectional. But if you cancel the peering, or if you stop the or delete the peering concept, then you cannot see the things coming up in here. You cannot see, you know, the virtual machines have been connected or talking to each other, pinging in here. This not doesn't happen in here. Okay. So that's the concept of virtual networks and the peering concept, guys, what we have in here. So up to this level, any questions? Any other questions? Great. So next, let's move ahead. We go with the next level is called as your storage accounts. Storage accounts. So this is the one again, you know, which has been one of the option again, where you can tag your storage account to your respective, you know, virtual machine here. So within your storage account, I would like to go with mainly two things in here. The one is like your file share, and the other one is like, you know, container. So what is file share and what is container? We'll see that later on. But before moving to this particular part, you have to understand how can you create your storage container in here. So mainly the storage account or storage container is something like, you know, which can store your, you know, the application related stuff, or, you know, which can store your, you know, the kind, some kind of, you know, common drive, SharePoint site, such kind of documentation, your files, all the things in here. So if you're trying to tag your storage account to your account to your virtual machine, then you can have your all the things stored with respect to application as well as with respect to your normal files as well. The sharing your documentation to the team, having your SharePoint site, or, you know, it's a common drive, you have something like that. So, but before going to all those things, let's try to understand how can you go ahead and how can you create your storage account in here. So storage account is again is one of, you know, is a one of my kind of a storage. It's one of the resources, I would say, where we can go ahead and as you create your virtual machine, as you create your virtual network, similar to that, I can also have created my, you know, storage account as well in here. So how can you create a storage account? So how can you do this particular part in here? So similarly, as you see the multiple icons, you know, with respect to your virtual machine earlier, the similar case, we can also see your icons in here as well. But the only thing is, like, if you do not find any icon over there, where when the, you know, the whole place where you see, go back home here, this is the place you see in here. If I don't see my icon in here, then what to do? So I don't see my storage accounts in it at all. So I can see my resource groups, I can see my virtual machine, VNet, Azure, or some other things in here, but I don't see my storage accounts at all in here. So in that scenario, how can I get the things in here? Simple. In the top, you can search bar, go ahead and write down, like, you know, see STORAGE, you can see storage accounts. Just click on storage accounts in here. So this is a storage accounts which you're trying to create, and you will be tagging this particular to your virtual machines if necessary. So go ahead, click on start, click on to create on storage account. So as usual, so when you're trying to create a storage account in here, so you will be having by default things, you should provide the details for what? For your subscription and your resource group for sure in here. So currently, you know, we have these things, but I don't want to use this one. I'm going to go and create my new resource group. That's nothing but my, you know, VRIT-RG. Click on OK. So this is my new resource group I'm trying to create, and I'm trying to create my East US in here. And now Coming to the instant details, the name what you provide in here, that should be small letters. So you cannot go with capital letters in here. For example, see, they'll say that field can contain only lower letters and numbers, and the name must be minimum 3 characters and 24 characters long in here. So somehow they are trying to provide the restriction in here. So they are trying to go with only small letters in here, but not any capital letters for sure. So I'm trying to go something like VRIT solution SA. So I'm trying to create my storage account name with the name VRIT solution SA is my storage account in here. Okay. So coming to the performance, so this is the name you have to go with, and the region anyway based upon what the resource group you choose, the same resource, the region should be the same in here. Okay, then only both my storage account and my resource group will be in the same location. So coming to the performance level, by seeing the name itself, you can clearly understand that standard recommend for most scenarios like general scenarios in here, or like again just fetching the data, or you're storing your application related music files, your videos, all those things you can do the things in here, either of the cases. But how your performance should you have? So like when you have multiple kind of requests coming at the same point of time, then if you want to take yours as a first thing, so generally when you type go to the Google, and if you type it for some for example, I go in here, let's type in something like my school. When I hit on enter, I can see Hyderabad Public School is coming as the first one, or I can see my school Maharashtra government in here. So why this is coming as the first one? Why can't so after the 10th page, in the 10th page, I can see something like the some school name in here. Why this is not coming in the first page in here? Because everything based upon the price, or based upon the priority what you chose in here. Your things will be in the list for sure, but is that your name should come on the top of the list, or middle of the list, or towards the last of the list? It's up to your wish, because it's up to the level of charge you pay to the Google in here. Okay, so similarly here as well, so based upon the performance, how do you want to go? General purpose maintenance, then you can go with this one. Premium, you can choose this one in here. So premium again, so based upon what you want to go with in here, it's like a blobs, so file share. See, I can say file share in here. So premium levels, no way you can see the latency. Everywhere within seconds, when you click on anything on here, anything on your respect to icon or any on a video, within seconds you should play. So it requires low latency in here. So best thing recommend for scenarios which require low latency. Well, I'll talk about what you mean by blob in here, what you blobs in here, what you file share. I'll talk about that later on. Okay, but when you go with this one, anyway, you're trying to choose the exclusive service in here. So obviously your price will be increased. So for now, I'm trying to go with standard only. I don't want to increase my price simply like that. So next we have redundancy. So this is exactly similar thing what you saw earlier with respect to your virtual machine. So like in every data center, like in every data center, every region, I would say, in every region we have multiple data centers. So you have like 3 to 4 data centers in here, right? So why do we have 3 to 4 data centers in here? What is the need to have these many data centers per region? So if you remember the last class or before earlier classes, we spoke about your Chennai. Within the Chennai, I have my data center 1, as well as I have my data center 2, and or else I also have my data center 3 as well. So what is the need of having these many data center at the same place in here? So in the same, within the range of 600 kilometers or 700 kilometers, within the range of Chennai in here. So this would be a primary data center. The people who was trying to access will be trying to access your data center 1 only, because it's a primary data center in here. It's a primary one in here. So starting on primary in here. But anything happens to my data center 1 due to floods, or due to some earthquake, or due to some disaster happened, anything happened to my data center 1, immediately my user should go and you have to connect to my data center to immediately. Why? Because this is my backup. This is backup data center in here. So backup 1. Similarly, these are my backup data center 2, and this is my backup data center 3. So these are like, for multiple backups I'm having for the same applications or all the same things what you're running in your data center one in here. So why? Because I'm having my backups. If anything went wrong to my primary data center, the user can go ahead and connect to my data center 2. If anything happens to this one, user can go ahead and connect to my data center 3. So we already saw all those things earlier. Similar case, for same kind of redundancy as you had for your virtual machine, the similar level of things you can also find with respect to my storage account as well. So how do you want your storage account to be maintained within the cloud level? Is it like only in one data center, or one data center in multiple copies, two data center with each copy, or three data center with each copy each, or how do you want to maintain? So for that reason being, we have multiple scenarios. So I can see, LRS, locally redundant storage, geo redundant storage, zone redundant storage, and combination of both geo and zone redundant storage systems in here. So what are these things in here? So how your things will be working with respect to my each part in here. We'll see that now. So let me open my PPT. Yeah, see redundancy. So let's see the first one in here. Your surname, locally redundant storage system in here. So what is this one? So this is something, you have 3 copies of your storage account. What you have 3 copies of the things in the same data center in here, in the same data center in here. So that means within the same data center, you're trying to have multiple copies of your stable storage account. So generally, you will try to go in such a manner when you now say that, okay, the data center is not a small thing in here. So very huge, very big things in here. So there may be lot many segments or lot many phases within your data center. Per phase, in every phase, I want to have a copy in here. So generally, if anything goes down, anything goes wrong, it may happen with phase 1, only one, or it may happen with phase 3, but not all 3 phases getting down, it generally doesn't happen. But just in case, due to the disasters or due to floods or due to any earthquake, to some such scenarios, just the total data center has to be put down, put on hold. In that scenario, even though you have multiple copies, since it belongs to the all 3 copies lies in only one data center, and since my whole data center is down, all the 3 copies will be down for sure. So even though they have backups in here, neither of them will be working fine in here. So generally you can choose such kind of methodology or such kind of things in here when you feel that, okay, even though my data center is down, even though I don't have access to my data, it's not a big deal for me. Or something went wrong, my data center is crashed, all my things what you have in a data center is totally gone, totally crashed. Even though such a scenario not a problem for me, I can rebuild my data. So when you want to if you think that I can reconstruct my data, I can rebuild my data, if data loss occurs, yes, not a problem for me. In that scenario, you can choose your LRS, locally redundant. So within the local level, within the same data center, I want to have my redundancies. That means I want to keep my backups, multiple copies with the same data center in here. So this is about your LRS. Second one, you have your zone redundant storage. The few people thought, okay, in this scenario, since I am having all the 3 copies in one data center, if anything goes wrong with the data center, everything will be gone. So what is the use of having these many copies in one data center? It's useless for me. So why can't I split my each copy to one data center each? For that, nothing but my zone redundant, storage systems in here. So I'll try to keep my copy 1 in my availability zone 1 or data center 1, and I'll keep a copy 2 in my data center 2 or zone 2. Similarly, I'll try to keep my copy 3 in my data center 3 or zone 3 in here. So when you're trying to split your copies in multiple data centers, that means it's called as a zone redundant storage system in here. So when you have such a manner, if you're trying to make any changes to your copy, which is a primary data center, suppose you would to add more video store application, automatically those videos will be replicated with my copy 2 as well as copy 3 in here. It's not like you have to go to each data center and you have to push all the updated version to your respective storage systems in here. It's not required. Whatever you delete, everywhere will be replicated. Whatever you add, everywhere will be replicated. That's how the process will be going on in here. So this is another method. So third method we have called as zero redundant storage system. So this is the combination, like the simple LRS trying to do in multiple two different data centers in here. So primary region and my secondary region you have in here. So LRS, this both are in both the cases LRS only, but you're trying to go with two different data centers instead of having keeping the only one data center. You're trying to go with two things only. That's only different, nothing more than that. Okay. And the final one you have zero zone redundant storage system. That means it's a combination of zero redundant storage system as well as zone redundant storage system. That means keeping all the copies in one data center at the same time having your each copy in multiple data centers. So I would like to have both the things. Then you go with your zero zone redundant storage system. So this is what it is. So primary region, it has availability zone 1, zone 2, zone 3. Within this region, each copy I have within my availability zone. So 3 data centers have each copy. At the same time, I'm trying to handle my 3 copies in my 4th data center as well, in my secondary region if you want. Okay, so this is now you're trying to have how many copies? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 copies, and you're utilizing 4 data centers. It's not a small thing, guys. So generally, if you feel that my content is very should be, it's not, I cannot build it again. So it's should be very secure. So I should have my backup for sure in a very granular manner, in very high secured manner in here. Then you go with this particular zero zone redundant storage systems in here. But most of the cases you can find either this zero redundant storage system or your zone redundant system. So I would prefer zone redundant system normal, because if this is what we see in general, ZRS in general they go with, because they're having each copy in different zones. So 3 different data centers in here. That is, I believe this is more than enough. But if you still feel I want to go more secure level, I want to have more backups, then you can go with your zero zone, which costs you very, very, very high in here, because 6 copies is not a small thing, guys. Okay, and you're utilizing 4 data centers in here. It's not a small thing again back in. So based upon what you choose, how you want to go with, you can go ahead and you can choose the respective things in here. But currently, I'm simply choosing my LRS, because that means I'm trying to have 3 copies of my data center, so 3 copies of my storage account in one data center only. So even if anything goes wrong, not a problem for me, because it's just for practicing purpose. I really don't keep anything in my storage accounts in here. That's what I want to go with. Okay. So I hope everybody understood until this particular point. Your region, your storage account, your performance, and your redundancy. So next we have advanced. So we have REST APIs. So we have blob. See what is a blob in here? What do you mean by APIs in here? So the encrypted things what we have in here. So we'll talk about your REST APIs and what do you mean by blob in here, blob access, or or what is a blob kind of things. We have block or blob or object. So we have multiple kind of storages within your same storage account in here. We'll talk about all those things in tomorrow's class. So we'll talk about this part and networking. I would like to go to all endpoints. Coming to data protection, yeah, we have to talk on this one, soft delete and hard deletes in here. And this is the main thing: basic, networking, basic, advanced, data protection, networking, all are important with respect to creation of your storage account in here. So today we covered network basics only. So what we just saw: your subscription, your resource group, your storage account name, your region, your performance, and your redundancy, the kind of redundancy what you want to go with in here. So next tomorrow, I'll talk about my advanced and other things what we have with respect to your storage account signature. Okay. So any questions, guys?
Sham, can you share this PPT with us?
PPT?
Yeah,
Yeah, sure. I can do that for you. Not a problem. But this doesn't
thanks.
contain everything, guys. It's only like based upon the concept what I want to go with PPT. Only that I have in here, not everything. So you
Yeah,
can
just
see
for
everything.
our reference, like.
Yeah, I can send it. Not a problem. I can send it for you.
Okay, thanks.
Okay. Okay, then, guys. Then we'll stop here. So tomorrow I'll continue with my storage account and let's see how you can create your file share and container again within my storage account once created. We'll see all those things later on. Okay. Thank you guys then. Have a great day and we'll meet more same time back in with more concepts on your storage accounts. Bye bye.
Thanks, Sham.
Thank you.
And Shyam.
Thank you. Thank you guys.
Thank you, Sham.